Welcome to the Crystal Library, a pocket-sized portal into the magical, mysterious, and sometimes misunderstood world of crystals. I'm your host, Ashley, and each week I'll guide you as we explore one enchanting stone, its history, lore, healing properties, and one easy way to invite its magic into your everyday life. Whether you're crystal curious or deep in the woo, this is your space to learn, explore, and expand your connection to the mineral realm, one glittering gem at a time. So let's open the library and see which crystal wants to speak today. Welcome back to the Big Crystal Energy Podcast. This is the Crystal Library, and I'm Ashley, and I have a tradition around here of lighting some incense when I start recording. And today I have an incense called the Witch's Brew. It is by Soul Sticks. I don't know. Hand-rolled incense stick made in India. All right. Anyway, hand-rolled masala incense stick. Well, it smells really good. So I'm going to light up my incense and then we'll get started. But as you're listening to this episode is being released on March 3rd. And I will officially be in Manila, the Philippines, as you are listening to this, living my best life. Probably, I would say, probably sleep deprived from traveling, probably very overstimulated with my two little boys. And we're about to embark on a grand adventure. So follow along on my Instagram. I actually created a new Instagram for my travels, if you're interested in that, because sometimes I don't think all my travel stuff really matches my regular Instagram feed stuff. So I also have, I forgot what I named it. Named, if I can talk. What did I name my other Instagram? Oh, yes. It's at Mystical Mama Travels. I'll link it in the show notes in case you want to follow along on our family adventure through the Philippines. And we are also going to be spending a week in Tokyo before we fly back. The Japan part of the trip is a surprise to my boys. They have no idea we're going to Japan, but they talk about, well, my oldest talks about Japan all the time. So I said to my husband, wouldn't it be so fun if we surprised Finley with, hey, guess what? We're going to Japan today. So I don't know. You know what? My kids are spoiled. What can I say? Anyway, I'm going to get the smoke flowing. The incense is burning. This one is a good one. This one smells like my college dorm room. This is what my college dorm room smelled like. Hell yeah. I remember, so I went to college at the University of Kansas in Lawrence, Kansas. Go Jayhawks. I was not sporty, so I feel weird saying that, but that was our mascot, the Jayhawk. And downtown Lawrence, Kansas, if you're not familiar with it, which I'm assuming you're probably not, unless you are from Kansas, but they have a great downtown, tons of cool shops. And there were several shops that sold lots of incense and crystals and witchy things. And so, of course, I had my loot that I would collect, and then I would burn my incense in my college room dorm. Also, funny side note, okay, you guys, this is totally off topic. This is such a side tangent ramble before I get into today's episode, but I just think it's fun to share my life with you all. When I went to college, I was very nerdy. I was a science major. I knew that I wanted to go into the sciences, but I knew that I did not want to be in a dorm room with a bunch of other science nerds. So I chose to move into the arts dorm, even though I was not pursuing arts in any way. So what was the name of my dorm? Hashinger, Hash Hall. I mean, how perfect is that? Seriously. And yes, it was quite a hash hall, if you could imagine. with art students and musicians. And to this day, like some of the people that lived in my dorm are literally like famous musicians, own their own businesses in the THC CBD world. It's crazy. And it all stemmed from Hash Hall back in Lawrence, Kansas, many, many, many moons ago. I'm not even going to tell you how many moons ago it was. It was a lot. It was a lot. But that's all where all this started back then. So this episode is being released on March 3rd, which is also the day of the total lunar eclipse, often referred to as a blood moon. How cool is that? During a total lunar eclipse, the moon passes fully into Earth's shadow, sometimes taking on that deep reddish hue that has captivated humans for thousands of years. These eclipses mark powerful turning points, times when what's hidden rises to the surface and what no longer belongs is being cleared away. And that's what made guys, what? Sorry, I can't talk. Per usual, I can't talk on any of my episodes. I stumble over my words constantly. But what you hear is what you get, and that's me. I can't talk. But that makes today's crystal black kyanite a profoundly fitting ally. Black kyanite. If you're watching online, I have one piece of black kyanite here. I like to think of it, it's kind of, to me, it reminds me personally of like a witch's broom. I don't know. I can't even remember. Did I mention that in this episode? I don't know. I wrote this episode a while ago and now I don't even know what I wrote. So, okay. Eclipses, and you hear this terminology all the time, right? Like eclipse season, we're going into eclipse season. Eclipses are not gentle energy. They interrupt, they reveal, they correct course. And black kyanite is not a stone that soothes or softens. It clears, it sweeps, it realigns us with the deeper rhythms beneath our feet. That ancestral, earthy, ancient rhythm of life. So today we're going to explore black kyanite through the lens of eclipse energy, its grounding power, its protective lore, its connection to the Earth Star Chakra, the fairy realm, and why the stone has long been associated with spiritual cleansing on the deepest levels, right? So this is speaking to all of the things that I love, probably why I felt inspired to share about my college freshman year experience. So, a lunar eclipse occurs when the Earth moves between the sun and the moon. Symbolically, the moon governs emotions, intuition, memory, and the subconscious. Earth's shadow represents truth, exposure, and reckoning. So lunar eclipses often bring emotional purging, ancestral or karmic themes. Or you could have suddenly a clarity, like this sudden clarity around what is no longer sustainable in your life. And that's why eclipse season is often very disruptive to our patterns. And that's why people talk about eclipse season so much, because it carries a lot of weight. It really does. Key eclipse themes to think about. We have a lot of themes surrounding release, revelation, endings that make space for realignment, and your shadow coming into awareness. So lunar eclipses don't ask politely. They show us what we've been avoiding, and then they ask us to respond. So another reason why eclipse season often feels very intense, because a lot of times we are wanting to avoid that shadow work. We are wanting to avoid things in our lives, and the eclipse season really brings it to light. Now, I mentioned a second ago about the Earth Star Chakra. And if you're not familiar with this chakra, I just wanted to give a little bit of an explanation in regard to what it is. It's located about 6 to 12 inches below. I don't know why I'm reaching over my head. I'm like below and I'm reaching above my head, 6 to 12 inches below the feet. Okay. It's not part of the traditional 7 chakra system, but it governs deep grounding, ancestral memory, soul embodiment, and connection to the living earth. And so those themes are all themes that we see during eclipse season. And the root chakra is really your foundation, right? So the Earth Star Chakra is like the land itself, right? So you have the land and then you have your roots. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. This particular chakra connects us to Mother Earth. It connects us to our ancestors. It connects us to land spirits, crystal and mineral consciousness. And black kyanite works strongly here, especially during eclipses, because it anchors energetic shifts into the body instead of letting them float off unresolved. So, one of the stones besides selenite that can instantly clear energy is black kyanite. I have an episode all about selenite coming up on, let me see, let me look at my schedule here really quick. So, our selenite episode will be coming up on Tuesday, March 17th. So, that is going to be a really, really important episode to listen to because selenite is really, really great stone for clearing energy, and so is black kyanite. Black kyanite does not absorb or store energy, and some resources say that it technically never needs cleansing itself because it doesn't absorb or store energy. Now, I don't know. That's the jury's out on that. Whatever you feel like works best for you, that's what you should do. If you feel like you want to clear your black kyanite, you should clear it. You know, if you like to set your stones out on a full moon, you can include your black kyanite if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's up to you. I am not like the authority on any of these things. I'm just telling you what my research told me. And black kyanite is honestly a new stone to me as well. So, yeah. But why does this matter during an eclipse? Well, eclipse energy can feel very heavy. It can feel chaotic. It can feel overwhelming. Black kyanite can clear that energy without holding on to a residue, whereas a lot of other crystals will hold on to the energy and the residue of whatever it is that you're doing or working with, whatever energy is going on in that time. And so black kyanite, it acts very decisively. It's very much eclipse aligned. So if if you have a local crystal shop, maybe today you want to pop in and get some black kyanite. If you don't, that's okay. You can always pull out your selenite as well. So selenite clears upward towards the celestial, whereas a black kyanite clears downward toward the earth. Its astrological correspondences are Aries, which is all about cutting through stagnation, decisive action. We also have Taurus for grounding, embodiment, connection to the land. Taurus energy is very earthy. And then Libra, which is this very energetic balance and realignment. So black kyanite covers all of those things. I would say it's like a very universal stone. Oh, here we go. It is often called the witch's broom. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh. It's used to sweep the aura because it has like this texture to it, which is like, it has this texture to it, which makes it look like a broom. I don't even know how to explain the texture of kyanite. It's kind of fragile. It's got these like little spindly things that come down kind of like in a dripping pattern. So it sweeps the aura. It's great for your ritual. It's great to clear out your ritual space. It clears out energetic debris from your emotional or your spiritual work. You could gently sweep your black kyanite around your body, which that feels really good. You can move from your head, your shoulders, torso, legs, and then below your feet because it's the stone that clears downward. So you want to sweep downward, and then you want to pay special attention to that Earth Star area, which is 6 to 12 inches below your feet, if that makes sense, right? So I just love it because it just feels very witchy. And if something feels very witchy, then typically I love it. Yeah, I'm basic like that. I really am. So this stone, as I've said many times, it's very powerful to do those cleanses during eclipse season. Or if you've had a very emotionally charged conversation with a friend or a family member or your spouse or your kid or whatever, it can be very good to clear that energy with this. And it's also a great stone to use when you are closing a cycle or a ritual. I also want to mention its association with the fairy realm. Black kyanite has long been associated with nature spirits, the elemental realms, the fairy folk. Why? Because it forms under intense pressure within the earth. It carries this deep mineral consciousness. It supports subtle perception without dissociation. This stone allows you to commune with other realms, stay firmly embodied while you're doing that, and it allows you to work safely with ancestral or land-based energies. This is why black kyanite was chosen for this eclipse. It opens doors while keeping you grounded. Now, there is some Archangel Michael and protective lore, which I wanted to touch on. In some Christian and Muslim traditions, it's believed that the blade of Archangel Michael was made from black kyanite. Let's see. Archangel Michael is known as a protector and defender, a warrior of truth, a guide for cutting through illusion and negativity. He is often depicted holding a sword. Michael represents justice, spiritual protection, courage in the face of darkness. This lore reinforces black kyanite's reputation as a powerful protective stone, a spiritual tool for clearing and defense, and a crystal that cuts cleanly rather than absorbing harm. So I'm not really someone that works with angels that much, so I don't know that much about Archangel Michael, but I thought it was important to include that little bit about it because that was something that I really found when I was doing my research for this particular stone. So let's just get into some quick science behind how black kyanite forms. So kyanite is an aluminum silicate material. It forms under this high pressure and low to moderate temperatures. It's found primarily in metamorphic rock. It grows in like these radiating blade-like fans. Its energetic symbolism is like pressure leads to transformation. It's this directional growth, which leads to alignment. The bladed structure is really great for cutting and clearing. This is a stone shaped by stress, and it knows how to help us survive it. So, some simple ways to work with this stone. You could hold it during eclipse journaling. You could place it near or beneath your feet. You could use it to clear your tarot decks, your oracle decks, or as a ritual tool. And maybe while you're doing your journaling, you could reflect on some of these prompts. What is ready to be cleared in your life? What ancestral pattern are you releasing? And what truth can no longer stay buried? Lunar eclipses are moments of reckoning, and black kyanite does not flinch in the face of truth. It clears what no longer belongs. anchors what does, and reminds us that the earth itself is a living ally in our spiritual work. If you're feeling heavy, undergrounded, or called to something deep, this stone may be exactly what you need during this blood moon. And thank you for being here with me in this liminal moment. Until next time, stay grounded, stay curious, and trust the magic beneath your feet. And don't forget to check out Mystical Mama Travels for all of our upcoming adventures. Bye. Thank you for visiting the Crystal Library. I hope today's stone offered just the magic you needed. If you loved this episode, share it with your favorite mystic and tag me on Instagram at mystical.mama.ash or at Bid Crystal Energy Podcast. And if you're feeling generous, leave a 5-star rating and review. It helps this magic reach more curious souls. Until next time, keep your crystals close and your intuition closer.